Hey there, I'm Brad Barton and welcome to 1.21 Geekawatts, an extremely low-tech look at the 1.21 most interesting stories in geek pop culture today. Amazing Spider-Man 2 has opened in some overseas markets as of yesterday, and one of the bonus scenes in the credits has sent the fanboys into hysterics, but not for necessarily the reason you might think. This one's a little tricky. I'm going to put up the spoiler alert sign just in case. Although, once you hear the story, I'm not sure it's really a spoiler alert. Okay, so here's the deal. You get to the closing credits of Amazing Spider-Man 2, and one of the bonus scenes in the credits features Mystique from the X-Men. What? She's owned by the totally different studio. 20th Century Fox controls the X-Men franchise. Sony controls the Spider-Man films. And so, holy moly, does this mean that these two franchises are going to merge? No. It doesn't. So what the heck is going on here? All right, here's the situation. The director of Amazing Spider-Man 2, and 1 for that matter, is Mark Webb, who directed 500 Days of Summer for Fox. He is under contract to direct another film for Fox, and when it was time to start talking about ramping up for Amazing Spider-Man 2 for Sony, then it got all weird, contentious between Sony and Fox, and apparently the agreement that they settled on was that Sony could, in fact, use Mark Webb right away again for Amazing Spider-Man 2, but then in exchange, they were going to have to promote Days of Future Past, the upcoming X-Men film, in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, the bonus scene is basically just a scene from Days of Future Past. That's what's going on there. And when pressed for, does this mean that these characters all exist in the same universe now? The answer apparently is a resounding no. It is not. It's just a commercial in there. I feel like Ralphie in A Christmas Story. A crummy commercial? That's what he gets from listening to Little Orphan Annie and decoding the message. I think this is going to backfire all over the place because we live in a world where the fanboys want nothing more in the world than for all these Marvel characters to come under one roof and be part of one big universe. It is talked about on message boards daily, and just when it seems like it's going to happen, it is not, and I think this is going to tick people off. So good work, Fox and or Sony. Let's see how that works out for you. Prepare to be flamed all over the internet. Moving on, Disney's Maleficent opens on May 30th, which means that the promotional machinery is really about to kick into high gear. And you know what promotion I think will really send this one over the edge? A clothing line at Hot Topic, of course. Yeah! Yes, dresses, shirts, and Batwing pullovers are now ready for pre-order for you or the young goth in your life. And not everything is all black and corsety, okay? There are other options. If you wanted to, you could just get a very simple headband, all right? See, there's something tasteful for the office right there. Just get yourself a headband. You know what? I've got to say, enjoy your moment in the sun, Maleficent fashion collection, because those Hot Topic shoppers, they can be fickle. For example, we now live in a world where Twilight apparel is down to a very hard to find 4 items at HotTopic.com. And believe me, I have looked. I've looked hard everywhere. I just can't find my Twilight swag anywhere anymore. Sad times. Trivia time. Clothing line tie-ins for new movies are becoming more and more a growing trend. One of the more notable collections of the last few years was an exclusive fashion collection by costume designer Trish Somerville. She designed a clothing line based on her own costume designs for what 2011 film? It was an exclusive at H&M. Name that clothing line for what movie? This is a tricky one. Let's see if you can figure it out. The answer to yesterday's trivia question was The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and the first person who knew the correct response was Phil Bellata of Youngstown, Ohio. Congratulations, Phil. You win my cable remote. It needs batteries. And you're also going to want to be a Comcast Xfinity subscriber. But if those two things work in your favor, enjoy. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I always appreciate the chance to nerd out with you. If you enjoyed this bite-sized chunk of Geekitude, please do share it with a nerdy friend. You know that nerdy friend that you talk to about this stuff anyways? Share it with them, would you? You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so, and you can also reach out to me in the comments section or over on Twitter. I am at BradBarton72. You can share story suggestions or just say hello. I would love to hear from you. That's all for today's 1.21 Geekawatts. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.